This is not to be confused with a traditional Irish stew, which only has 4 ingredients, which is the beef, onion, water and potato. This one is going to have a whole lot more in. I'm using feather blade, which you can see I've cut into quite big chunks. I've got nearly 800 grams here because that's just what I had. I'm going to salt this now, which is an hour or so before I cook it. I cooked down about 100 grams of guanciale. You can use pancetta. I'm leaving the pieces of meat behind. We'll use those when we finish. And I drained off the fat. I'm putting the fat into the pressure cooker on the saute function, and I'm just going to saute. I've got 2 sticks of celery cut into quite big pieces, and I've got 5 medium-sized carrots cut to the same size. I've got a large white onion that I've sliced. That's also going in. A gentle seasoning of salt. You might think I'm creating a lot of washing up, but there's method to my madness. And for me, sometimes it's not all about just using one pot. The reason I use this pan to melt the fat is because I wanted to control the heat. So I do it over a low heat. I'm also heating a pan here to brown my meat because I can get a much deeper brown caramelization using my iron pan. And I'm going to do that while this is sauteing. I'm not adding garlic because I don't think it has a place in this stew. Pat the chunks of beef dry. You can put a splash of vegetable oil in a pan. I'm actually using schmaltz because it's just going to add more flavour. And brown the meat all over. The meat is lovely and brown all over. Before I put it into the pressure cooker, I'm just going to deglaze the pan with just a little bit, just a splash of the Guinness that we're going to use. Go round with a scraper and loosen any stuck on bits. The vegetables have had about 15 minutes. They're nice and soft. I'm now going to pour the beef in and all of its collected juices. I've got a 500ml bottle of Guinness. You can use any stout. 1 stock cube. I'm using like a jellified one, but if you've got, just crumble it in and mix that in. Beef stock. I want to add another little layer of flavour, but I forgot to add it. This should have gone in when the after the vegetables had sautéed, but I'm just going to add it now. It's about a tablespoon of tomato puree. I've got some thyme, that's going in. Pepper. Lid on, sauté function off, set it to pressure cook for 35 minutes. I am making celeriac mash to go with my Irish stew. I just wanted something different than the obvious potato. Just so you know, celeriac really is only enough for 2 people. So 1 celeriac will do 2 people. I've half filled a pan with water and I am bringing it to the boil. I'm also going to season the water a little bit, not as much as you would put in pasta water, but just enough. That was 2 big pinches. Cut the celeriac into about a 1-inch dice. What's that? That's about 2 centimetres. Water is boiling. I'm going to pop these in, put a lid on and let it bubble for 20 minutes. I'm going to put in about 25 grams of butter. In fact, it only took 15 minutes. I've drained it and I will simply reheat it later when I want it. It's such a lovely alternative to mashed potato. It's a fresher taste. And excuse me, and the good news is if you're mashing with the same amount of butter in potatoes as you would in celeriac, per 100 grams of mashed potato it's going to be 90 to 95 calories, and per 100 grams of celeriac 45 to 50 calories. This is ready to reheat later. I've just tasted it and I've added a little bit more salt, a little bit of pepper, and I think also when I reheat it I am going to add a tiny bit of lemon juice just to lift it, not to be able to taste lemon, but just have that edge of acidity and to just lift it. The alarm has gone off on my pressure cooker that it's time up. I'm going to leave the pressure to release naturally. The pressure cooker took 40 minutes to naturally release. I'm having this tomorrow, so I've put it in a pot in which I can reheat it. I've taken all the meat and carrots out, and then on the saute function I just reduced the sauce for another 20 minutes. I'm now going to pour that over Going to add the bacon bits in. This is actually better made the day before, so I'm going to leave that to cool. When it's cool, I will store it in the fridge until tomorrow. I can't resist. The finished dish, just reheated the next day, and I'm going to have it with some celeriac mash and a little bit of parsley on top.